Welcome to Arizona Living. I'm Kate Longworth.
And I'm Danielle Lerner, and today we are at the Tucson Botanical Gardens.
But before we stop to smell the roses and show you around this beautiful space, let's first check out what's ahead in the show. How to dine at your favorite restaurants at a discount.
Ways to improve your golf game.
Plus where to get home improvement products at a reduced price. That and much more coming your way on Arizona Living. Today we are at the beautiful Tucson Botanical Gardens, and we are so excited to explore and learn more about this place. And joining me now is President and CEO Michelle Conklin. Thank you so much for having us out here today.
Oh, it's always a pleasure to have you here.
Well, first and foremost, this is just a beautiful area, such wonderful grounds. What exactly does the Tucson Botanical Gardens entail?
Well, I think people are always surprised when they come to the gardens because we are located in the middle, right in the heart of Tucson, Arizona. What you encounter is 5.5 acres of beautiful garden. Our garden is about 80% under tree cover, so it's the shadiest place in town. But you'll see 5 acres with about 20 different pocket gardens throughout our garden space, but included in that is also, of course, galleries, tropical butterfly houses, lots of things for families to do, but probably one of the best cactus collection in the state of Arizona.
You are instantly transformed out of the city of Tucson and right here to these beautiful grounds, so much to see and do. So what will people experience when they come here?
When you come to the garden, it's always interesting. People come to the desert and they always think it's always the same, but that's just not true. You're going to see, every season you'll see a different plant. There's always something blooming at the gardens, so you might be able to visit the herb garden or the cactus and succulent garden. We have sensory ramadas, floral ramadas, kitchen ramadas, a Zen garden. There's just absolutely something for everyone here.
Yeah, so it's a must-see attraction when you come to Tucson, but also if you live in Tucson, there's a lot to see if you come back again.
Absolutely. You know, our garden is designed in a pocket garden format, and what that means is that it's very much designed in a residential scale. So you walk into a series of rooms at the garden. So we'll see folks with pens and pads and paper trying to think about, they'll go, oh, I can do this in my backyard. I can do this on my patio. And we hope to have the inspiration for our visitors and residents to see what they can do in their own home.
Yeah, I'm hoping to get some ideas as I walk around. And congratulations, you are celebrating 50 years. So what exactly does that celebration entail, and why are you guys doing this anniversary celebration?
Well, you know, our garden, we feel our garden is special and unique, but our garden was started really by a community and by families. Mr. and Mrs. Porter started this garden. They lived on the property back in 1929, built the home, started their home nursery, and Mrs. Porter always had a dream of her home becoming a botanical garden. On the flip side of it, there was Harrison Yoakum, a geologist, a botanist, who started the Tucson Botanical Gardens Club. Those two families came together to start the Tucson Botanical Gardens, what you see today. And then what we are celebrating this entire year is the city of Tucson signing over the deed of the property to the Tucson Botanical Gardens.
Yeah, it's so wonderful to hear the history of this place, and then to also know you guys are doing a lot to set the stage for more celebrations like this. What's in the works so that you guys can continue celebrating this wonderful area and space for the next 50 years?
As the CEO and president of the Tucson Botanical Gardens, it's my job to think about that future and to make sure that the garden is here forever. And we have a very dedicated board of directors who also believes in that legacy as well. We have an endowment campaign right now to ensure that history for the next 50 to 100 to 200 years. A couple of years ago, we undertook a 25-year master plan. So we have plans to expand the property to the south and to double the size of our garden, and we are in the process of making all that happen. So that's the bigger picture of where we're at, but of course this whole year is full of celebrations with lectures, bringing back the original landscape architects who helped design the garden, bringing back past executive directors, music, lectures, exhibits, all kinds of wonderful things happening.
When you look back on the history of this place and those who first had the dream of making this a reality, what do you think they would think of this space today and what it has become?
Well, it's interesting because I actually know.
Yay!
I know because Mrs. Porter's daughters, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren have been very much involved in our garden, and they were walking around going, if Gammy, that's what they called her, if Gammy only knew that what she dreamed about would become all of this, she would have never imagined that Tucson Botanical Gardens would become such a prominent garden, not only in Tucson, but throughout the country.
Yeah, it's so wonderful for our great state to have this unique
Yeah.
space to explore. Thank you so much for your time. We
Thank you.
appreciate it. And if you would like to learn more about the Tucson Botanical Gardens or come out here and visit, well then please visit their website to get more details.
We all love a good meal, and it tends to taste even better when there's a discount. Fall Restaurant Week is coming up soon, and we've got all the details to help you dish up.
This is our 18th year for Fall Restaurant Week. We had a credit card company come to us multiple years saying, we really want to do a restaurant week here, can you help us? It took me almost 5 years until I felt as though the environment was ready for a restaurant week. And it was worth the time. It was worth saying no those few years to make sure that we could start fresh and with something that would be sustainable. Oftentimes restaurant weeks can be a flash in the pan, no pun intended, and they only last a few years and they peter out, or they're not robust. We break this event down both spring and fall every single year and do different things, whether it be advertising, whether it be promotion, whether it be what we're asking for restaurants to put on the menu. And I think that's led to our success. And of course, our partners and our sponsors are a very big part of that success. And quite frankly, our guests, right? Those Arizonans that are passionate about food and have that culinary curiosity and always want to try something new. If it weren't for them, we wouldn't be successful. It's actually a lot of work and a lot of thought that goes into it. And you've got to keep in mind, for those 18 years, we've kept the price point the same, but for 2 increases. So that's not easy to do. Especially if you look back with COVID and everything else that's hit, that's not something that's easy to do. So a lot of thought, a lot of care, and most of all, most importantly, a lot of passion. We have a saying in the industry, make sure you have a seat at the table so you don't end up on the plate. And if you're not bringing that creativity each and every time, if you want to rest on your laurels or just say, you know, this worked last time, we'll just do it again, you're not going to enjoy the success that you could or the potential that you could have with a given restaurant week. And I think our restaurateurs have understood that. Of course, we've gotten scrapes and bruises over the years of how we could do better or what we did wrong. But most importantly, I think now those annual participants for both weeks understand the importance of making sure they put their everything into what they put on that menu. It's a 50-50 partnership, right? We have to have the guests that enjoy the meals, and we have to make sure our restaurateurs know the importance of what goes into those menu items, and more importantly, to make sure it's cost effective for them, but also cost effective for the guest. Look, Arizona restaurants, we're going to be a $23 billion economy this year, just in Arizona. And that doesn't come easily. And if it wasn't for restaurant weeks and the guests that come through our doors each and every day, we wouldn't have that kind of success. So first and foremost, we're grateful to your viewers for participating in our restaurant weeks. And most importantly, and obviously equally important, we're very grateful for our chefs and our restaurants who want to participate and make sure they can put their best foot forward for our guests. Just go to ArizonaRestaurantWeek.com. You can view all the restaurants that are participating in addition to the menus that they'll be offering. And if you also want to make a reservation, which we highly recommend, you can do it there as well.
Well, we are just getting started exploring this urban oasis.
So don't go anywhere. We have more Arizona living from the Tucson Botanical Gardens coming your way. Simple ways to improve your golf game.
Plus, how to get home improvement items at a discount.
Flash floods are dangerous, flash floods are real, and they can happen here. Hi, I'm Lisa with the Flood Control District of Maricopa County. Monsoon storms are dangerous and unpredictable, and a wash like this can fill up in just minutes. 6 inches of running water can knock you off your feet, and 18 inches can take away your car. If you come across a flooded road or wash, just avoid it and don't cross it. In Maricopa County, we don't wait for the storm, we get ready for it. Visit maricopa.gov/monsoon for more information.
If If you're anything like me and your golf game has you more in the bunker than on the green, then expert training may be in order. At Good to Great Golf, they can transform your game using the latest technology and expert coaching.
My name's Paul Tosca, and I'm the owner and head coach of Good to Great Golf, where our mission is to elevate the golfing experience for both beginners and seasoned golfers. And we do that through providing expert instruction and using cutting-edge technology. I was a law enforcement officer for 24 years, so this is actually my second career. I retired 7 years ago. And when it was time to try something different, what I did was I took my passion for teaching and my love of golf and combined that to create Good to Great Golf, where we are here to help golfers get better and have more fun on the course. When I was a law enforcement officer, I had a passion for teaching. I spent a lot of time at the police academy teaching officers. And when it was time to retire, again, I wanted to take that passion for teaching and help golfers get better. So I love it when my customers and my students come back to me and they brag about their all-time low score or how they're gaining 25 yards when they hit their driver, and that's rewarding to me. So when I can use that passion for teaching and golf and enjoy that and share that with my students, I love it. When it comes to golf instruction, I believe in a holistic approach. So we're not just focusing on one area. We cover things from looking at club and ball data with TrackMan technology. We use Smart to Move for ground reaction forces, Sports Box that tracks how the body moves. We also do club fitting to help our students get matched to the proper equipment. We have physical therapy services, and then also we tie in mental training so golfers can take what they've learned here out on the course and play better. What we experience on the golf course is a lot like what we experience in life. You can actually hit a good shot and get a bad result, or you can hit a bad shot and get a good result. But basically what it comes down to is staying patient, adapting out on the course, and if you can do that on the golf course, that actually encourages you to use those life skills in your day-to-day life. So moving into our new location just made what we were doing before bigger and better. So not only are we giving lessons to help golfers get better at their technique, we offer an indoor air-conditioned environment to help them practice and play virtual golf and provide all the services that we did at the other location. But just now we're doing it bigger and better. So we encourage people to go to our website to find out more information about what we offer at goodtogreatgolf.com.
If you've ever updated your home, you know it can be costly, but at Window Depot, they cut out the middleman and sell directly to their consumers. We show you how they make your renovation more economical and help you with the design.
The Window Depot is a building materials supplier that specializes in windows, doors, cabinets, and so much more, where we service the regular retail customer and the pro customer, where everybody benefits from our offering. At the Window Depot, our motto is best price, biggest inventory, and of course providing exceptional customer service, and that's where we bring value above our competitors.
When you come in, you're actually going to get a window expert, somebody that we've trained and we've spent a lot of time with, and many of them that have been in the window business for other companies for quite a few years. Also our cabinet designers, all very well trained and come to us with a lot of experience. We want to give the folks a chance to walk in and feel confident with the person that they're dealing with. Didn't work in the plumbing department today and now he's a window salesperson. We understand what the big boxes go through. That's why we spend a lot of time training our people.
When you're on a budget, our stock cabinets are a really good option. They are plywood boxes, soft close hinges and drawer glides, dovetail drawer boxes, so they're not the cheapest cabinet available. They're not particle board, which is definitely an upgrade. We have a special buy quartz program that unfortunately sells out really fast, but it's a great option if it's available when you're ready to purchase. We have sinks that are very affordable, and knobs. We have like a pro pack of knobs So it's definitely easy to do an affordable kitchen on a budget.
That's what we're here for. We have designers that'll walk you through the process and show you the different style cabinets and a variety of colors. I'm always amazed at the different colors that people end up with their kitchens. Some kitchens are two-tone. You know, I've seen white and blue cabinets all in the same kitchen. But our designers can help you through that and show you what it'll look like and what it'll look like in your home, which makes us a little bit different from most companies, because a lot of companies will specialize only in one product. We give you a choice, and you have the opportunity to buy a lot of the different brands because we deal with all the brands. No different than our door program. We've got some very basic low price doors, but then you can go all the way into higher end door that you can find. We can get you here at the Window Depot. We do that with windows all the time also. Folks come in, they might want a window that slides up and down or sideways, and we can actually show them the product and what it would look like. So it gives them the opportunity to judge what they want to buy right then and there.
WindowDepot.com is a place for our in-house accounts, and our regular customers can go online and shop for everything you need specific by location. So every store's inventory is a little bit unique, and with our online capability you can find specifically what you're looking for per store. Now the Window Depot has 7 locations in Arizona, our newest one being our Chandler, Arizona location. Please come down and visit it today.
Well, if you work up an appetite exploring the gardens, you can always head over to Edna's Eatery by Charlie's Grill.
That's right, they have a delicious seasonal menu that serves all-day breakfast and lunch. Don't go grab a bite just yet though, we have much more coming up on Arizona Living. We visit a Valley favorite breakfast spot.
And a local air conditioning company helping the most vulnerable during these record temperatures.
Arizona Living on Your View is brought to you in part by American Furniture Warehouse, The Window Depot, Arizona Restaurant Week, Parker & Sons, and Maricopa County Flood Control District.
Hey folks, it's Adam with the Claim Drain and Plumbing. Here's a tip that could save you guys a ton of money. If you don't already know where to find the water shutoff valve to the house, here in Arizona it's usually outside near the front hose bib to shut it off and stop a flood before it even starts. In your meter box there's going to be 2 valves. Do not turn off your water provider's valve. Always turn off the water valve on the other side of the meter towards the home. Got questions? Give us a call, Acclaim Drain and Plumbing. Let's fix it.
Since 2008, Over Easy has been serving up delicious dishes in the Valley. This made-from-scratch breakfast and brunch spot has been a favorite since its opening.
Over Easy is a staple around the Valley. We opened in 2008. It was so busy, we wanted to expand. So I'm from the East Valley. That's when we opened up Gilbert, Mesa, and a couple Queen Creek stores. We made our way out west, and so now we have a total of 17 locations. That's including 2 in Flagstaff.
We want people to be able to taste the things that we've worked so hard on. You know, when we're creating things and we're doing all this R&D and research and putting flavor profiles together and making sure that it's a little bit of this, a little bit of acid, a little bit of salt, and then to see it all come together and then people order it and go out, it's very gratifying. Not in a selfish sense, but more in the sense that I'm so happy that people are enjoying it the way that I thought I enjoyed it.
So the Over Easy mantra, breakfast is better when we eat together. It's more than just good food and good service. It's about hospitality, and when you walk through the front doors, it's an escape from reality. You come in here, time slows down, we make you feel at home. It's just really a great place to be. It's bright, energizing, and real.
It's just such a good feeling to know that people are enjoying themselves and enjoying the food, and then going home and think, God, I think we need to go back to that place. I really like that pork belly dish we had, or whatever it is. So there's something to be said for that, you know? You want to be consistent.
Last month, we just launched our Over Easy app. We're very excited. It's very easy to use. You can order online, you can order catering, you can join the online wait list at any time, and you can also check your rewards balance. The best thing about it is customers that have never been to Over Easy, they can download the app from home, they can sign up for our rewards, and they can get $5 that they can use instantly.
You go to eatitovereasy.com. All the locations are on the website, but we've done a really good job as a company to try to put an Over Easy in every neighborhood. I love it. I love the feel of each one. We've got a couple more to open up, and then we should have every corner of the city covered.
Parker & Sons has been serving the community for 50 years, and helping the community is a huge part of their mission. Here's a look at how they recently helped a vulnerable resident as part of National Senior Citizens Day.
Hello? Hello? Hi, Lydia, are you here also?
I'm here on the phone, yes.
Okay, Lydia nominated you, and you are selected as our winner for a new HVAC unit on your home, completely free of charge, because I understand that you've been without proper cooling in your home and now have been without power. So we want to go ahead and do that for you.
Thank you, Lydia.
We had a contest for National Senior Citizens Day, and folks could enter themselves, a friend, for a senior citizen in need for a new air conditioner. Elle-Marie was chosen because her story really moved us. She's a recent widow. She hasn't had air conditioning or heat in her home since the beginning of the year. She's currently going through chemotherapy, and we really wanted to help her out. We partner with many great companies, and for this project, Goodman Manufacturing has donated the equipment for us to install, and Smiley Crane is handling the logistics of removing and replacing the unit at no charge as well. Upon arrival today, we also noticed that Elle-Marie's windows are in desperate need of replacement as well. So we reached out to our friends over at State 48 Window and Repair, and they're throwing into the cause as well, and they're gonna replace all of her windows at no charge.
Today we're at Elle-Marie's home. We're providing our services for lifting up the new unit and bringing down the old unit.
I've known Elle-Marie for about 20 years now, and her health conditions were just getting worse. And when she had called me that one day, they had just released her from the hospital for heat exhaustion. I was online and I was going through a bunch of stuff trying to see what we could do to help her out so that we could get her an AC unit. And all of a sudden this thing came up through Parker & Sons, help an elderly person out. And I was like, oh, okay. And then it said to write a little essay and explain why she needed help. And I was like, I could do that. That's easy.
My name is Elle-Marie Ciamptua. I'm overwhelmed. I never expected this to happen, and I've been without an AC since the beginning of the year. It was just a surprise to me. With Lydia's big heart, she was the one that put this in for me, and there's no way that I can thank her, for what she's done. It was overwhelming, but I thanked all of them. But this will inspire me to tell people there's help out there. Just have to look. I'm surprised that these big companies can do this for you, and to help people in need that aren't able to afford what other people have. And it's just a blessing that they can do this.
I know how hot it is here in Arizona. Being able to sleep in a cool, comfortable home at night, especially after going through chemotherapy and everything that she's been through, it means a lot to us.
September is Better Breakfast Month, a great time to focus on the most important meal of the day. I don't know about you, I'm always reminding my kids, you have to have a great breakfast before you go to school so you're not hangry by lunchtime, right? And even experts say if you eat a healthy, solid breakfast, it can help you eat healthier throughout the day.
Yeah, and I feel like meal prep helps with those busy mornings. If you have something like overnight oats or a high protein snack or shake on the go, that can help. But the real game changer in my household has been that my oldest son can now scramble eggs for the whole family. Exactly, but before you go off and make those eggs, sit tight because we're cooking up more here on Arizona Living. We celebrate the history of Changing Hands Bookstore in Tempe.
And we'll share details about the exciting new exhibits here at Tucson Botanical Gardens.
You ever wonder how we keep up with Arizona's wild monsoon weather? It starts here with the most comprehensive alert system in Arizona.
We've got hundreds of gauges across the county and beyond, constantly monitoring rainfall, stream level, and more.
Each day we review the latest data, including satellite imagery, Doppler radar, and dew point. We put it all together to make a daily weather outlook, so we all know what's coming and when.
We use this data to activate our flood response plans, coordinating with emergency managers, prepping crews, and getting resources in place so we can respond quickly during storm events to keep you safe.
Do you want to know what the best part is? All this data is available to you too. Real-time rainfall, stream flow, weather, outlook, alerts. It's all just one click away. Here in Maricopa County, we don't wait for the storm. We get ready for it. Are you ready? To learn more, visit maricopa.gov/monsoon.
In April of 1974, school volunteers came together to create a place that would reflect their love for books and community service. The vision became Changing Hands Bookstore. In our Arizona Legacy series, we take a look at this beloved community hub.
Changing Hands Bookstore is a multitude of things. It is a community gathering space. It is a bookstore. It is an event space. It is a place to buy that ideal gift. We very much see ourselves as a community gathering space where people come to escape the world and engage with the world at the very same time. Changing Hands began in 1974. The original owners were Gail Shanks and Tom Broderson. They were two school teachers who weren't really excited about teaching, and they wanted to have a place where people shared ideas and exchanged books. And they started as a used bookstore, thus the name Changing Hands Bookstore, with the idea that books change hands. They started with $500 to buy inventory of a store that was going out of business, and they started in 500 square feet. Then it just kept growing from there. The idea that books shape minds, books help us get information. So they're in the nature of reading a book, you're learning something new, you're challenging your idea. Well, then once you do that, you need to engage with others to say, you know, is this true? What do you think about that? Once you're reading, your mind is expanded. You're sharing universal experiences. You're experiencing experience of another through the written word. And then the idea of we started really focusing energy into bringing speakers in, from poets to politicians to former presidents to activists to people who did tarot card readings. And that, what we loved about that is not only were they sharing their ideas, but by having an audience, there was this community conversation around the ideas. We do all kinds of events. So of course we love the author events when somebody comes out with a brand new book and they speak on it, because in part you've got people, especially young people, who've read those books, and these people are their heroes because they touched them in some way and they get to meet them. And those are some of the most remarkable moments to watch, getting to meet a hero of yours in an intimate way, right? Because a lot of these authors aren't that place yet where you're 2,000 people foot away from them. You actually are 20 feet away from them. But then we also will do a lot of self-created events. We do some things that, you know, I would almost coin as a teach-in. You know, how do you address writing a cover letter? We do writing workshops. But, you know, how can you become a better citizen? We very much advocate and fight for human rights, and we know that our place is to become a bit of a teach-in, where we can help people learn ways to engage in their communities. But then we'll have story times and crafting events. And at our other location, we have a beer and wine bar. So we will have wine tasting events and beer tastings. As we grew our events program, it very much started, you know, we were in the 1970s, so it started with a lot of local authors. But then we knew that to really compete, to really become the community event center that we wanted to become, we had to start going after national authors. And that was a lot of work. I came on and with the intention of growing our author program. And I had to convince, you know, these publishers in New York that we had an airport, that LA was not our closest airport, that we were not a flyover state. Lucky for us, there were some amazing bookstores in our region, such as Tattered Cover in Denver, that had a robust author program. So we were able to just start saying, we know we can sell this many books, we know we can get this amount of people, and a few authors at the beginning took a chance on Arizona. So it was one of those like 20 years overnight successes of becoming a place where renowned speakers came to visit. We absolutely pride ourselves in being a generational space, and you know, I could speak to the fact that now that we're 50 years, we actually have employees working here who their first time in our store was in their mom's belly. We want to represent our entire community, and that is a challenge that we accept and we want to do well, and I think that what makes us a community space and so generational is that we try to offer everything for everyone, but you really can grow up here. And I think the other thing it speaks to is we are in many ways trying to be many things under one roof, which is both a place to escape the world when it can be really hard, but a place to learn more about the world when it can be really hard. So having Changing Hands just turned 50, and what I hope on the ground level is we have another 50 years here. I hope that we can find the future leadership, which we see here every day, who will take over this store into the future. And what I certainly hope of that future leadership is that we continue to be as responsive to our changing and evolving community, and we're able to balance the needs of our community and the needs of being a sustainable business. You know, being part of Changing Hands is humbling. I very much feel like a steward of a place and a time. When things come up in our community that are difficult, I love the fact that we get to say, how do we help? And by being part of an independent bookstore, we get to say, how do we help? One of the important things about independent bookstores is that we matter, and we know we matter, and we survive when our community knows that we matter. You know, to our community that has kept us here, and it is the only reason we are here, it is thank you, thank you, thank you. Because when somebody does shop in an independent bookstore, they're making a choice to keep us here.
Don't go anywhere. We're not done yet exploring this beautiful space.
That's right. More Arizona Living is coming your way next. We share more information on an exciting Frida Kahlo exhibit here at the Gardens.
And getting financial help for those who aren't able to work.
Manny here with Acclaimed Drain and Plumbing Solutions. Do you have spotty dishes, deposits on your faucets, and your water heater working overtime? Then you're dealing with hard water. Arizona has some of the hardest water in the nation. All that magnesium and calcium builds up fast, ruins fixtures, clogs pipes, and damages appliances and burns them out early. Here at Acclaimed Drain and Plumbing Solutions, we have options tailored to fit your home and needs. Give us a call today at Acclaimed Drain and Plumbing Solutions. Let's fix it.
We are here exploring the Tucson Botanical Gardens, and joining me is President and CEO Michelle Conklin. Michelle, thank you so much for having us on site.
Oh, we love having you.
One thing I love about the Tucson Botanical Gardens, not just a wonderful spot to visit all throughout the year, but you really put so much time and effort into the exhibits and the events that you put on here. What sorts of things do you have coming up in the next few months?
Well, the biggest thing we have, well, actually we have a lot of big things right now. We've got a whole new remodel of our visitor center, which is very big, and the gift shop. But for the public, our new Frida Kahlo exhibit called Frida's Garden will open on October 11th to the public, and that is huge for us. So we've put a lot of time, effort, and a lot of talent and heart into creating this exhibit for Tucson.
Can you give folks maybe a little sneak peek of what they can expect with that? I know it really is a massive exhibit.
It's a massive exhibit. It was created in Texas, and then it traveled to Naples Botanical Garden, and then from there we purchased it outright from Naples. This exhibit has many components, one of which is the pyramid that I'm standing in front of, that you would see at Casa Azul, created from the blueprints that Frida developed with Diego Rivera, the blue walls, the art studio, as well as some interpretation. And of course, most important of all are the plants, because Frida was a lover of nature, and we are just celebrating Frida's love of gardens and nature and plant.
In addition to that event, you also have Butterfly Magic. I know that is a true favorite of folks in this community and really from all over the valley.
That's right. I mean, that started out as a seasonal exhibit, but now it is part of our annual programming. Opens every year October 1st and closes every year on May 31st, and we can't wait for the butterflies to arrive.
I know that's always so exciting for people of all ages, really, who come through the gardens here. Another thing that you guys do so well is really supporting the local art community. So supporting local artists, bringing in artisans. Talk a little bit about why that's so important.
We love artists so much, we actually changed our mission. The Tucson Botanical Gardens connects people with plants and nature through art, history, science, and culture. And we love working with local artists. We've supported local artists since my tenure for years. And we have 5 different galleries that we feature art in, some local, some national. We are always hiring artists for creative projects, including a theater designer to help us with the Frida Kahlo exhibit, set designers, paint specialists. So artists are fun to work with, and I happen to be married to an artist, so I kind of really like them.
I was gonna say, you're not biased at all on that.
No.
Yeah. I love how you just blend everything together here. You've got art, you've got culture, history, you've got the beautiful plants. Another thing I spotted that I really loved is you have a special children's area here. I feel like in case folks have never seen it or they weren't aware it existed, I saw all these families coming out of what must have been story time the last time we were here, and I thought that was so neat.
I think so. It's interesting. Our children's discovery garden is small, but like our garden, we are a big garden on a small footprint. Our children's garden is actually a big children's garden on a small footprint as well. There's a lot of things to do for children here, including the children's garden, but we have the Great Garden Express, we have the Desert Tortoise in the back, you know, and gardens and children, you know, you almost can't have one without the other.
Yeah, and just being able to expose them to all of this at such a young age, that's really such a wonderful opportunity for families out there. You are coming up on your 50th anniversary. As you get to that milestone, you know, why do you think the Tucson Botanical Gardens are such a vital part of this community?
I think number one, we are located in the heart of the city of Tucson, surrounded by a neighborhood. So we reach a lot of different people. We have our locals and our neighbors. And it's important for us to provide a wonderful, safe, and beautiful green space for our neighbors as well as the visitors. Another thing too is, you know, when you're at a public garden in a community, you really get a sense of what the culture is like. And when you come and you walk through our barrio garden, or you actually interact with our gardeners, that's where you get the real sense of what a community is like.
Something else really exciting is the Yume Japanese Gardens of Tucson. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, just down the street, literally a house and a street away from us, is a 1-acre Japanese garden named Yume Japanese Gardens of Tucson. The Tucson Botanical Gardens just recently acquired that garden as part of our menu of gardens, and we are so excited. We are in the process of remodeling and sprucing up that garden, and we hope to open in early 2026.
Again, truly that labor of love coming into play there. Michelle, thank you so much for having us out and for sharing this place with us. And if you at home would like some more information, just head to their website.
At Tucson Botanical Gardens, there's always something new to see or event to attend, which is why a membership is a great idea.
Especially since it pays for itself in as little as 2 visits, and you get all these extra perks like bringing visitors, or you're eligible for discounts. So if you'd like more information, just head to their website.
And we have more information and great stories coming your way as Arizona Living continues. We bust the myths about Social Security and disability benefits.
And how to select decor for the smaller spaces in your home.
You ever wonder how we keep up with Arizona's wild monsoon weather? It starts here with the most comprehensive alert system in Arizona.
We've got hundreds of gauges across the county and beyond, constantly monitoring rainfall, stream level, and more.
Each day we review the latest data, including satellite imagery, Doppler radar, and dew point. We put it all together to make a daily weather outlook, so we all know what's coming and when.
We use this data to activate our flood response plans, coordinating with emergency managers, prepping crews, and getting resources in place so we can respond quickly during storm events to keep you safe.
Do you want to know what the best part is? All this data is available to you too. Real-time rainfall, stream flow, weather, outlook, alerts. It's all just one click away. Here in Maricopa County, we don't wait for the storm. We get ready for it. Are you ready? To learn more, visit maricopa.gov/monsoon.
Joining me now, we have Eric Slepian and Brian Ellickson from Slepian Ellickson, a true staple here in the Valley, a firm dedicated to Social Security and disability issues. Thank you so much for being here with us today.
No, it's our pleasure. Thank you for having us.
Thank you.
Yeah, Brian, I want to start right off the top with some myth busting. Who is eligible for Social Security and disability benefits?
I mean, a lot of times we think of, our parents and grandparents, people over the age of 65 as being eligible for Social Security. It's important to know that it's available to anyone who's worked. If you have a health problem and you're unable to work because of that health problem, Social Security is there for you with health coverage and financial benefits to get you through that time.
Yeah, and these are benefits that folks may be entitled to and not even realize it. Eric, it is a lengthy process. There's a lot that goes into it. Why is working with someone like yourselves so important to the process and also the outcome?
So this is a very cumbersome process. There are a lot of forms. You want to make sure it's done correctly. So it's important to work with somebody who's been involved in this process, who knows what Social Security is looking for. We're able to work with the doctors. We know the claim examiners. We've been in front of these judges hundreds of times here in Arizona. And so it just makes the process simpler. You're making sure you get it done right. It's very hard to correct mistakes that are made early on in this process.
Yeah, especially during what could be a stressful time for so many as well. Brian, walk me through what it's like to work with your firm. If someone out there sees this, thinks they may have a claim, what does that process look like?
Absolutely. It's important to know first that we offer free consultations. We also don't charge a fee until we've won a case. And so for families that are struggling, if someone can't work in the family, the last thing they need to be thinking about is putting up money up front for a legal fee. And so that's not a concern for us. When you work with us, you have a dedicated team working for you. If you go to a hearing, you have an attorney representing you at that hearing. You're not going to get that everywhere else. We're a local law firm. We only employ attorneys to go to hearings. And you'll have a team that works with you and works in Arizona. We know the case examiners, we know the judges, we know the doctors. And so it's that local touch that really makes us successful.
Yeah, and really a community-centered approach as well is another thing that we love about you guys. You do a lot of work in the community. You volunteer. Talk a little bit about that.
Yes, we do like to give back. We work with disability organizations. I've sat on the board of some of the disability organizations here in Arizona. We're both members of the National Organization for Social Security Representative. So we're out there, we're doing what we can. We know how hard it is for individuals who can't work.
We also have fun. We do a Halloween event for underprivileged kids at local medical clinics. So we try to be involved in our community. This is where we live. These are the people we serve.
Well, we always love having you here. Thank you so much for coming in. And if you at home would like to learn more about their firm or their services, just head to their website.
My boys and I love going to the local and school libraries, which is why I'm so happy that September is National Library Card Sign Up. It's a great event. I was so happy when I got to do this with my boys, watching them get their library cards, sharing the joy of reading. And I'm guessing in your household, reading's a big deal too.
Yeah, it is. And we spend so much time at our local library, especially when the kids were really, really young. Yes. And so watching my older two get their own library cards this summer, it was just really special and they were super excited about it. So always a great thing to do. But don't go away just yet. We have more Arizona Living coming up next. If your space feels a little tight, we have some design tips for you.
Arizona Living on Your View is brought to you in part by American Furniture Warehouse, The Window Depot, Arizona Restaurant Week, Parker & Sons, and Maricopa County Flood Control District.
Getting the right scale furniture for a small space can be tricky. You get something that's too big and all of a sudden that small space becomes even smaller. But fortunately, the experts at American Furniture Warehouse are here with decor tips for any space.
Welcome back to American Furniture Warehouse. Today we'll be taking a look at our third and final small space. This is a small space with one big idea. Let's jump in. The first thing you'll notice is that this is one room with one big sofa, but there's a lot more going on here once we take a closer look. This one large sofa placed just right in the room actually creates two separate rooms, a living room and a dining room. The large sectional is itself the living room. The back sides of the sofa almost create these kinds of walls, which imply clear boundaries, complete with an entertainment center, accent chair, end table, and coffee table. And just on the other side of the sofa, we have a dining room. This dining room has enough seating for up to 6 people, various other decorative elements, and even a small credenza, which maximizes storage space. There's even a small makeshift hallway connecting the two spaces, creating a real sense of flow. This small space proves that one piece of furniture placed just the right way can turn one room into two. Everything you've seen in this room and more can be found in store at American Furniture Warehouse or online at afw.com.
We want to thank everyone here at Tucson Botanical Gardens for having us. This really is a must-visit spot.
Yeah, and you can get more information, plus find out how they're celebrating their 50th year anniversary by heading to their website. Meanwhile, we want to thank you for joining us today, and we'll see you next time on Arizona Living, where we help you live your best life.